Hey, Robert here. Another cover this week. This one is Fall Down by Toad the Wet Sprocket. And still trying some different things. And this week, what I wanted to do is not quite ready to play all the way through it as a cover. So I want to share my process. So, couple things to note. Obviously, because of copyright and YouTube's content ID and all that stuff, I can't play the video in the background. But first step is to listen before anything else. Before I look it up, go and listen to it. And have your instrument in your hand and see what you can figure out. So the first thing I kind of worked on was kind of groove, like if you don't have a uke, you can kind of drum on your leg, right? One of the most important things and most prevalent things in this is the bass line. So I started figuring that out. And disclaimer as always, I have a low G uke, but so cool. So I know D is pretty important. So I'll try kind of messing around with some chords. So D, C, G, D, C. This F sharp doesn't sound right, and you'll have to trust me because playing along with it. So I leave it out. See what happens. So I get a D sus2. So the next thing is, after I've played through it a couple times, listened to it a bunch, I will actually go online and find out if somebody has posted chords or not. Most of these covers, someone has. And if it's guitar tab, that's fine. If it's the chord symbols over the lyrics, that's awesome, because it doesn't matter what instrument you're playing it on. Those chord symbols will work. Do watch out if there's a capo or something like that. That'll change the key, and they're still gonna write a G chord even if it's capo 2, but it's actually an A chord. So we'll talk about that a different time. So the chords that I found show a D sus2, which is that what I was playing. Then a D minor add 9. So here's my D minor, right? The add 9, the 9th of the chord is an E, right? Because the 8th is the octave D, so one letter up is an E. I have two options. I can play 4th fret on the C string, that's an E, but that buries the root, the D. Chord, but I still want that D. Or I can lift up my first finger, which is playing an F. It's the same as a D sus2, right? So I could just stay there, and that's kind of what I was doing when I was playing along in the beginning. Right? Then it's a C add 9. D is the 9, so I can do it up here or there. Either way's okay, because yes, I'm burying the root, but it's also down here, this open string. Or I can do it that way. and then a G. Here's the cool thing. If you combine those chords that we just looked up with the bass part, you can kind of hear it in there. Right? In the song, he also uses this lead part, and just kind of arpeggiating the chords. So there's that. Now, I'm going to try and go through this verse with the words. And in the video, they do that lead part, that finger picking part, at the end of each couplet, basically. So. She said, I'm fine, I'm okay, come trembling hands. There's indecision when you know you ain't nothing left. The good times never stay, and the cheap thrills always seem to fade away. Fall down. Right, the last chord of the verse is a G7, which, here's the easy one. Now, while it was playing, I actually want this note, this open C, not the D, which is the right, it's the fourth of that chord. Okay. Oh, sorry, it's not the C, it's an F. Okay. So, you end on that G7. Into the chorus. D minor, C, G. Jump back, gotta get out of here. Been too long this time. Jump back, gotta get out of here. When will we fall down? That goes right back into the verse. So, did you hear the melody, right, in the voice? All those notes can be found in those chords, but not the way we're playing them. So I'm gonna play them as I'm singing them. It goes, jump back, gotta get out of here. Been too long this time. Jump back, gotta get out of here. When will we fall down? Those are the notes. Now, jump. So there's our A. Now, we need to go from A to D. We're not going to do anything with the D because it's already playing that chord, but we're going to emphasize this A on the 5th fret. Jump back, and then let go. you strum it, you can kind of hide that F. Right? Then we get to the C. Gotta get out of here. So I'm doing a regular C, and then going da 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 da. So second fret, and then G, and it's hitting this F again. So you could do you could play a G7, right? Substitute, that's totally fine. Or you can play a G and play that with your pinky, 5th fret. So here's the verse with that. I'll do it one more time. Okay, so it goes back into the verse. Then, form. This is something that you can take while you're listening. You can kind of take notes. What's the form? Does it go verse, chorus? Is there a solo? Is there a bridge? How many verses are there? Is there an intro and outro? Think about all of those things. So I took the verse and the form from the chords. So in this case, there's that quick intro, verse, chorus, guitar solo. The guitar solo, just looking at it, follows the same chords as the chorus. D, C, G, and it does it 2 times. And then there's kind of a breakdown. The chart that I'm using has the guitar solo tabbed out. It won't make sense on uke, but use your ear. It starts with an F, so, and I'm gonna go way up here to the, what is that, 8th fret, okay? So F, G, there's our octave up there. Here's the guitar solo just by itself. F, E, D, C, C, D, F, E, D, G, G, A. That goes back into this, that kind of breakdown before it comes back into the, it's like a little outro, another verse. But then I believe there's one more chorus. Yep, one more chorus, and then that's it. It ends pretty suddenly. So, if I was playing that solo by itself, you know, I went to an open mic and I'm just doing. It would sound weird because I've been playing chords all the way through. So start to harmonize your solo a little bit. And you could do the 3rd verse. So that's kind of what I'm working on. I will probably have a full cover of this in a couple days, but that's my process. If I had to break it down in steps, listen and play along first. And that could be 2 steps. You could listen without an instrument and then just try to groove along with it. But do that before you look anything up, because that's going to train your ear, and that will help when somebody says, "Hey, I want to play this tune. You want to sit in with me?" If you don't know it, that's not the end of the world. You can sit and jump in pretty quickly without knowing the chart if you have a good ear. Second step, look it up. And if it's a tune that doesn't have chords or tabs written out already, take notes. Write down what you think it is and run it by friends. Check it out. Does it sound right? Is there anything that sounds weird? And just workshop it until it sounds decent. Like I said, if you can hear that bass part, take that and run with that first. That's going to help you figure out the groove, figure out the chords, or look them up, figure out the form, and then start making it your own. It's most important. So that's what I have for you today. I will probably post the full cover as soon as I have it done instead of waiting until next week. So it might be sometime midweek here. If you enjoyed this and you enjoyed the process, let me know. Comment below. Check out those couple links in the description. Like this video. If you haven't subscribed already, I ask you to do that, please. That helps me know I'm doing the right thing, I'm kind of on the right track, and you can be part of the community. You can leave comments with other cover suggestions or questions about the chords I chose or the voicings or rhythm or any of that stuff. So I hope you enjoyed. This is Robert. Fall Down by Toad the Wet Sprocket. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you again soon.